Hi there, it's Benny Miller here with you again today with another process video. Today I'm creating a layout using this beautiful background called the Bow Background by the Neat and Crafty Cuts company, which has just started up here in Australia. I'm going to leave a link to it below to this direct cut file if you are interested. So I don't own a big cameo, I just have the little portrait, which is the 8.5 by 11 size. And Anita, who creates the cut files, has both sizes available when you purchase the cut file, which is really good because sometimes I drool over some of the cut files that I see and then notice that they're only for a 12 by 12. So this is using the 8.5 by 11 format, and I've already pre-cut it and have already filled in some of the bows. So I'm just showing you here how I actually went about creating the bows with the papers in the background. It is a little bit fiddly and it is a little bit time consuming, but it's really worth the effort, I think. Yeah, I really enjoy the process anyways. So I'm using the Mine Eye collection. Oh no, sorry. We are Memory Keepers collection called Crush, which I received from the Scrapping Clearly store. I'll also leave a link for that down below. And it's full of beautiful pinks and reds and dashes of gold and aqua. But I thought for this layout, I'd try and focus more on the pink side of it and wanted to try and create just a monochromatic layout, which I've never really done before. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I did struggle in parts of it. You'll see in the video later on. But in the end, it came together, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So here I'm just using a little glue pen that I got from Couture Creations, sorry, when I was on the design team a little while ago, and it's called, I'll just dig it out now, and it's called the two-way glue pen, and it dries clear, and it's really great. You've just got to give it a bit of a shake, and it's got a dauber at the end so that when you need it, you just give it a press down and some more of the glue, sorry, comes out. So that's a really handy pen to have, especially with all those little fiddly bits that you can see there in the bow. So I used that, and then later you'll see that the whole cut file itself I mount with double-sided foam adhesive tape just to give it a bit of height and dimension on my layout. So as you can see here at the moment, I'm just going through and figuring out what colors I want to use in my background. I went through all the pinks in my watercolor set, and none of them are really working. It was just clashing. And then right at the end now I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll try some red, and it was perfect. So that's what I'm adding on here. Lots of reds, and then going through with a little bit of lighter pink just to pick up on some of those colors that I used in the cut file. I just used actually a 6x6 paper pad just to use it in those little bows because I didn't want the big patterns to be taken away by the little bows and it all got lost. And yeah, so now I'm going to go through and add some gold because nothing's pretty without gold, I guess. So this is my Bow Bunny gold glimmer spray. I also got that when I was on the design team, so I've still got a couple of bottles of that, and it is by far my favorite gold spray. It is just a beautiful gold, and it stays gold. It doesn't fade. It doesn't go sticky. It's just a beautiful product. So if you can get your hands on some of that, I would highly recommend it. So there you can see I have, I went off screen there before and just sewed around the edge of my layout. I trimmed it down a little bit, and then I found this pattern paper because I find I need to mount it on, yeah, another piece of paper just to help coordinate all those colors. I just find when it's left unblank, it just looks unfinished. So yeah, so that's all I've done, and then tearing up the edges and stapling it down. I'm really enjoying doing that at the moment too. I'm finding myself doing that more and more. And here I am now just taking off the side, or the backing, sorry, of this double-sided tape even though I do that, when I do glue it down, I also use some wet adhesive just to really make sure that it stays. So I'm up to the embellishing bit, and like I said before earlier, I did have a bit of a struggle to get this going. I think because the cut file took up so much of the page, I kind of didn't want to take away from that, or it was just, I've just found it a bit difficult. But in the end there, I got there. I was just trying to find what would work well. So I cut out that little lovely sticker from the Crush collection sticker sheet, and I like to cut them out instead of just adhering them straight away, just so I can shuffle it around the page and see if it's going to work. In the end, I don't end up using that title because it was just too stark against all the pinks and the reds there, and I did want to try and keep it more monochromatic. So there it goes. And now I'm just trying to find things to back up my sorry, I'm just trying to think of the right word. It's a Sunday here, and I'm still a bit, I don't know, I must be in Sunday mode. Just to add some layers, that's the word, behind my photo. So I do apologise for the mess there at the side. It is my tissue paper and everything else. I seem to have this huge mountain of mess every time I create. So I'm just using this tissue paper that I received for free in one of my online shopping orders. I have a bit of a thing for review dresses, which is another brand, Australian brand of the most gorgeous dresses. And they always come packaged in that pretty pink tissue paper. So I always grab it and bring it into my scrapbooking room. The only thing is, I really need to learn how to tear tissue paper without it going all funny. So if you know of a way that I should be tearing the paper, can you let me know in the comments below? Because when I tear it one way, it tears beautifully and it tears straight. But then if I tear it the opposite way, or in the other direction, it goes all berserk on me. So I don't know. That's why I had the ruler out there before. So I'm not sure if there's a way to it or a technique. But yeah, if you know, can you please share your tissue paper knowledge with me? It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Yeah, and that's also, now I'm going to go through and try and find some nice gold and pink and red embellishments, which is, there are tons in this collection, and it's such a pretty collection. It is a collection mainly for Valentine's, but I'm not really a big person on Valentine's Day. Like, I don't have layouts that I can create, so they're layouts that I'll be using for my children and myself and my children. So there's still a ton of stuff that can be used. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah, I have this gorgeous Heidi Swap little banner that I received also from the Scrapping Clearly store, and I had to use it because it's floral, of course, anything floral, and I'm totally there using it. And yeah, and it did have a bit of pink and red in there, so it was great to frame under the photo. And towards the end there, I am going to pop some more in the top right hand corner there, because I just felt like it needed a little cluster to go up the top there, so I'll use that as well. I think those banners came out quite a few years ago from Heidi Swap, but they're still one of my favorites. They are just, they're so sweet and they're so beautiful, and I actually think I've been hoarding them, but I really do need to start using more of my product. But isn't that the way it always is with all of us scrapbookers? Always have a mountain of stuff, but we keep buying more and then thinking, oh, I should use that, and before we know it, we have our own shops that we could open and sell from, because we've got that much going on. Yes, these little hearts, I'm just gluing everything down now with a bit of wet glue to make sure that nothing's going to fall off my page. And I'm just adding a bit of journaling now, quite obviously. I find it really important to journal on my pages, and I do it with my handwriting. I know some of you that freaks out when you are faced with trying to do that and straight onto your layout, but I just go for it. I think my kids will appreciate it later on, and yeah, I like the touch that homemade type feel that it has. So I just went and underlined my words as well, so they don't just look like they're random words written there. I find the lines help to ground it and make it look like it has a bit of intention there. And I'm just finishing up now with adding in some more hearts and gluing them down. And you'll see me in a moment. I will create up the top here that little cluster, like I said, with the banner, and just gluing it down and stapling with my little tiny attacher, which I just love. I swear that has to be one of my favorite scrapbooking tools, my tiny attacher. So versatile. I just wish they made some with really like a longer arm span so I could staple right in the middle of my layout. Might have to talk to Tim Holtz about that. Okay, and that's about it. So thank you so much for coming by and checking out my video. I'll leave all the links below to the Neat and Crafty Cuts blog, or their Etsy shop, sorry, and to the Scrapping Clearly store. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye now.